Most respected dear parents, this session of the message I would like to devote to the parents of different ages, whether the parents are of younger age, middle age or old age. In India, as I told you in the previous days, every child is expected to believe that Matra Devo Bhava. Let the mother elevate herself to the level of God. Pitra Devo Bhava. Let the father elevate himself to the level of God. Acharya Devo Bhava, exactly in the same way. Here the child is expected to put his or her faith in the mother and father, which is the divine manifestation for them, because the children were brought here through the parents. So mother and father, they are the Pratyaksha Devada, and it is the bound dharma of the mother and father to get themselves elevated into the level of God for the children. Not that the children should respect the parents as God, but it is the bound duty, responsibility and privilege of the parents to get themselves elevated into the level of divinity or God. So remember that we are bringing the children to this world without their request, without their permission, and without asking them, should we bring you to this world? So we have given them the body, and it is also our bound dharma to give them the good mind also. A healthy body and a healthy mind. A good body and a good mind. The good body can be built up using nutritious food, and a good mind can be built up using good value-based knowledge. The mind should get the thoughts in which good quality scientific spirituality is the nutrition. Thoughts for the mind are the food, and scientific spirituality is the nutrition. And remember that carbohydrate, fat and proteins include the food for the child, whereas vitamins, minerals are becoming the nutritious part of that. So we need continuous refreshing of the body by taking bath every day, cleaning the body, taking the breakfast, taking the lunch, taking the evening food, and also eating the dinner. Every day we are doing it. So the process of nourishing, enriching the body is to be done continuously and every day without failure. Exactly like that, the mind is to be nurtured, mind is to be nourished, mind is to be activated and cleaned continuously, and almost every day it should be done. And remember that it is the bound duty of the parents to do that. How can we nourish the mind? Indian culture, Indian heritage, Indian values and Indian traditions, and also Indian customs and rituals, they directly point out to the parents that they should elevate the mind of the children through giving them the messages, through giving them the experiences, and also through giving them the stories, depending upon the age of our children. It is the bound duty of the parents to give them these three factors right from the age of 3. And remember that our thinking that our children will learn the good things and the values from the school is something impossible. when we give the body to our children, it is our dharma to give the good mind through giving them the good messages, good experiences of great people and good stories told by the great people or whatever you see around you. If you teach your children the engineering based syllabus or medical based syllabus or cost accounting or chartered accounting, they will definitely become either an engineer or a doctor or a chartered accountant, or as an extrapolation an advocate or a judge or a clerk or a policeman or a soldier, depending upon the training given to them, depending upon the knowledge given to them. Exactly like that, when you are making them something, that is possible only through giving the knowledge and the training in that field. So it is as simple as that. If you want to make our children, if we want to make our children good, it is our duty to give them the knowledge and the training for converting them from bad to good. If we are not doing that, then automatically we should understand that none else will be doing that. So it is not that difficult also. All the messages are available in the Vedas. I very specifically would like to request you, collect about 50 to 100 messages from the Vedas. Whether you are a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim or a leftist or rightist or middleist or atheist or believer, or you have got faith in something or you do not have faith in something, the messages given in the Vedas are absolutely universally adoptable and adaptable. That is why UNESCO declared that Vedas are the world treasure. They have not declared Bible as the world treasure, and they have not declared as Quran as the world heritage also. Why they declared Vedas as the world heritage, the heritage of the human race? Exclusively because the messages given in the Vedas, they are universally acceptable, adoptable. Nothing too deep connected with the spirituality is given in Vedas. Vedas talk to you about the nature, the natural rules. Vedas give you the messages connected with elevating the mind. As I told you, and as I used to tell you, Asato ma sadgamaya. Vedas tell us to get yourself changed from bad to good. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Move from darkness to light. Mrityor ma amridam gamaya. Move from searching for small unimportant things to the important and permanent peace. Sahana vavatu. Let us exist together. Sahana bhunaktu. Let us work together and share the result of the work together. Saha viryam karava vahai. Let us work together. Tejasvina vadhitamastu. Let us enlighten ourselves together. Ma vidvisha vahai. Let us not have hatred towards anybody. And uttishtada. Gloriously stand up. Jagrata. Be aware that you are not permanent here in the world. Prapyavara nibodada. Acquire knowledge from the scholars and elevate yourself to the highest possible level. Bhadram karne bisrunuyama deva. Listen to the glorious messages. Bhadram pashyema kshabirya jatraha. Look around for the glorious positive things. And sthirairangaihi tushtuvagam sastanobhirvyashema devahitam yadayuhu. As long as you live in this world with a healthy body, do good to others. So you see the messages of the Vedas. Here nobody has told us Adoma Sadgamaya. Move from bad to good for Hindus. No, it is not meant for Hindus. Sahana Vavadu. Let Hindus exist together. They have not told. Sahana Bhunaktu. Let Hindus eat the food together, share the result of the work together. They have never mentioned whether it is meant for Hindus, Christians, Muslims, or people belonging to India or non-Indians. They have given universal messages throughout Vedas, even without mentioning whether it is meant for Indians or Hindus or those who are worshipping the Vedas or those who are worshipping for Vishnu or Krishna. They have given exclusively the universally acceptable, adoptable and adaptable messages for us. Learn something from Vedas. From now, from today, I would like to tell you that. Don't think that Vedas are meant for Hindus, and don't think that when Vedas are meant for Brahmins. It is not told like that at all. Janmanal jayade martya karmanal jayade dvija brahmajnanena eva brahmana. Those who are born as human being is merely human being. And after learning Vedas, then only your name will become a Brahmana. Brahmana should learn Veda. Wrong. Veda should be learned, then his name will become Brahmana. This is the message given. So whether you are a Hindu or a Christian or Muslim, learn Vedas. Learning Veda, understanding Veda, studying Veda, it is not that easy, but it is not that difficult. You need not chant the mantra, you need not learn the mantra, but learn the messages in your own languages. If you are well versed in Hindi, the messages in Hindi are available. If you are well versed in Tamil or German, the messages are available. You can go to internet, Google search, you will be getting lot of messages. So my request to you, for elevating your children, for bringing up their children, give the messages to them right from the age of 3. And Hindus can be proud that they were never biased and never partial, and they were never lenient for a particular way of thinking. They always kept the broad mind. Teach your children Loka Samasta Sugino Bhavantu. These are all Vedic messages. Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyandu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhavedu. Let everyone become happy, everyone become healthy. Let none face the negatives in their life. Let none become sorrow or unhappy or suffer the pains of the life. And these are all the greatest messages that anyone can even think in their life. When other Semitic religion think about their God, their book, their way of worship, and only their people and their religious people, and the other gods tell to kill those who are worshipping different gods. These are obviously told in Quran and Bible. If you go through that, you will understand. I have got no hatred towards any religion. But the truth is truth, fact is fact, essence is essence. So whereas we have never told, we always told that one, whatever may be the way of worship, all the worship reach directly up to the final point. Akashat padidam toyam yada gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigacchati. What I wanted to convey to the parents, teach your children very specifically about the Vedic messages, about the Upanishadic messages, and never stop there. Give the messages given by Lord Rama to Lakshmana, Lakshmana Upadesham. Give the messages given by Lord Rama to Bharata, Bharatopadesham. And also give the messages given by Tara to her son Angada. Give the messages given by Mandodari to Ravana. So we have got in Ramayana not only the experiences connected with the life, but also the messages given by one person to others, not meant merely for the listener, but it is meant for the reader of the book also. So the messages from Vedas give exclusively messages. Ramayana is one of the Itihasas, give the experiences in the life of Lord Rama, Bharata, Shatrughna, Kaikeyi, Dasharatha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and so on. Give their experiences also like stories, even though it is history. So give them the experiences that Ravana had. Why Ravana behaved like that, and what was the consequence of behaving like that? When Kumbhakarna supported Ravana, what happened to Ravana? What happened to Kumbhakarna? When Vibhishana supported Ravana for his misdealings, if Vibhishana did not support Ravana for his misdealings, what happened to Vibhishana? And when the son, Meghanada, Indrajit of Ravana supported his father for his all bad actions, what happened to Ravana's son? What happened to Ravana's brother Kumbhakarna? What happened to Vibhishana, another brother of Ravana? So when you learn Ramayana, do not think that when learning the reading of Ramayana is great. In the initial stages to your children, you explain rationally, logically and scientifically every event that took place in Ramayana. So Ramayana will be best tonic for your child, because everything is given in there. If the person is good and the friendship is bad, what will happen? What happened to Kaigeyi, that will happen to your daughter or your son or your husband or your wife. And on the excitement, if you offer something, if you promise something to somebody, what will happen to you? That is what Dasharatha had to face. Dasharatha with excitement offered everything to Kaigeyi. 2 boons were given. That created problem for him. So every individual gives their experience in the life if you are reading Ramayana. And many individuals in Ramayana, they give excellent advice to others. That is applicable for us also in the 21st century, after doing addition, deletion, modification and correction. And remember that if your children are fighting each other, like Bali and Sugriva, another person from outside will come and he will kill or exploit one among them. This is what happened. Bali was killed by Rama. And if we fight each other in our family, the same thing will happen. So Ramayana gives 2 things: the experiences of the individuals and the messages given by one individual to other. The second Idihasa, that is Mahabharata. Many people wrongly think that Mahabharata should not be kept in our home. That is a superstition. And then where should it be kept? The Mahabharata, it gives 3 things. Directly it gives the messages. As for example, Lord Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita message to Arjuna. Bhishma gives the messages to Yudhishthira. And Vidura has given a lot of messages to Dhritarashtra. You can see bunches and bunches. I am wrongly telling kilograms of messages are available, given by one person to other as the characters of Mahabharata. So listen to the messages and change your bad mind to good mind. Automatically the thoughts will get converted from bad thoughts to good thoughts. If the mind is changing from Asadoma Sadgamaya, the thoughts will also get changed from Asadoma Sadgamaya. If the mind is getting changed from darkness to light, thoughts will also go from darkness to light. If the thoughts are converted to positive thoughts, action will also become a positive action. If the action is positive, automatically the result will be positive and the reward will be positive. So change the mind of your children. Mind changes, thoughts changes, action changes, result changes, reward changes. So remember, your duty is give them the messages continuously. Just like you are giving nutritious food and food to your children for developing their body, for the growth of their body, give good messages and scientific spirituality to your children, scientifically, rationally and logically, to elevate their mind from darkness to light and from bad to good, and from roaming around silly things to not roaming and focusing on the very serious important things in the world, for which give the messages from Vedas. Very many Vedic messages are sent by IISH, Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage, through dharma based messages, through Thursday messages and through special messages for the students. We are sending about these messages to 40,000 people every day. Every day, take whatever is relevant to you, useful to you. Do addition, deletion, modification, correction depending upon the age of your child. Then give him in their wavelength. Don't give him in your wavelength. Give him in their wavelength. So Mahabharata gives you excellent messages told by one person to other. Mahabharata also gives the experiences of Yudhishthira, experiences faced by Kundi, experiences of Gandhari when she tied her eyes, what happened to her children. And when Dhritarashtra was blind, he was worried only about getting Duryodhana the chair of the king of Hastinapura. And Gandhari, in the name of Charitra and Padivritya, kept her eyes closed. She could never see what was happening to her children. Whereas Kundi suffered a lot but never created any negatives in the mind of Pandavas. What happened to Pandavas after the war? What happened to Kauravas after the war? And these are all experiences. Why Bhishma had to lie on the Sarasaya? Because he knew pretty well what is meant by dharma. At the same time, he was on the side of adharma. Dronacharya, teacher for everyone, knew pretty well what is meant by dharma, but he was working for adharma. Karna was supporting Kauravas. What was the fate faced by all these people? What happened to Pandavas? What happened to Kauravas? Why it happened? You analyze it and tell it to your children. They will understand very well Mahabharata. So messages are available there. Experiences of each individual is available there. And very many stories are told by one individual to other. Hundreds and thousands of Mahabharata stories. Mahabharata is an epic, it is not a Purana. It is giving the experiences of individuals. For enriching other individuals, people used to give the stories also. So the greatness of Mahabharata, it contains 3 in 1. It gives messages, it gives experiences, and it gives stories. Greatness of Ramayana, it gives the messages and experiences. Greatness of Vedas, it gives directly the messages. So could you understand? First class is Vedas. Upanishad and other thing come there. Gives directly the messages. Between the two idihasas, Ramayana gives experiences of the individuals and messages. The second epic, it gives all the three in 1. Ramayana is 2 in 1, Veda is 1 in 1, and Ramayana 2 in 1, Mahabharata 3 in 1. It gives experiences of individual, it gives messages and powerful stories taught in the schools. Even now many of the Mahabharata stories are taught in the school, but that is not mentioned that it is taken from Mahabharata. Because our country is secularism country. We work for minorities and majorities are doomed. Nobody is bothered about it. So give the pride that we are Indians and we are Hindus. Every Christian, every Muslim living in India, they are also Hindu blood owners. Himalayam samarabhya yavat Indus sarovaram tam devanarmidam desham Hindusthanam prachakshate. From Himalayam to Kanyakumari, the land created by the God is known as Hindusthan. Asindho Sindhu Padyandam Yasya Bharata Bhumikaha Matrabhuho Pitrabhoschai Vasavai Hindu Nidhi Smrita. Those who are considering this land as motherland, fatherland, Punya Bhumi, Jnana Bhumi, Karma Bhumi, Yajna Bhumi, Matra Bhumi and Pitra Bhumi, they are known as Hindus. Hinduism, Hindu Dharma is not created by an individual based on his own fancies and mental attitude. It is created by thousands of rishis for the thousands of years, written the messages in thousands of books, in thousands of subjects, of which major part is available in Mahabharata. So we have to teach the Vedic messages, we have to teach the Itihasa, and we have also to teach the Puranas to our children. You need not read everything and then go on explaining like Saptaha Paryadanam is done by some of the people. Take the story and give the messages. Puranas, Idihasas and Vedas are not directly for going to heaven, but it is meant for creating heaven in this world. So Swargam does not mean heaven. Swargam does not mean paradise. Naragam does not mean hell. Naragam does not mean purgatory. The Swargam and Naragam, these two are here. We create our own Swargam and we create our own Naragam. Unfortunately, there is no equivalent English word, so we used the English word available for translating Sanskrit words. That is the greatest mistake we have done. If a proper word is not there, we use the word available and start translating the Indian messages. That gives a wrong impression. Hindu Dharma is no way can be equated with Christianity. Vedas, Itihasas, Puranas can no way be compared with the Bible or Quran. They are entirely different and autocratic. God is dictating everything. Hindu Dharma is entirely different. Teach them Hindu Dharma proudly. Whether they are Hindus, Christians or Muslims, don't bother about it. It is meant for converting the mind from Asatoma, Satgamaya, Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya. Hindus are secular. And nobody need to teach the secularism to Hindus, including Sonia Gandhi or Manmohan Singh or Umman Chandi or Yediyurappa or L.K. Advani need to teach Hindus the secularism. We were secular, we are secular, and we should be secular. It is not the way as English people, British people thought secularism. Our prayer was Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha, Sarve Sandhu Niramaya, Sarve Badrani Pashyantu. What is this survey means? It does not mean that people belonging to the people working in survey department should become happy. Survey means everyone. Everyone in this world. They have never mentioned that Hindus become happy. And everyone. So we know what is meant by so-called perfect secularism. Not the so-called pseudo-secularism propagated by the Congress, Communist and the BJP people. So teach your children the stories given in Puranas. Remember that Puranas give you the story. It is not giving you. They do not give you the history. Don't try to answer the questions asked upon the Puranas. Because stories mean stories. In which Narasimha Murti will come from the pillar. How it did come. Don't try to answer. It is a story. And stories should be told as stories. But the messages to be taken. Just like Sri Sri Ravi Shankar said, Puranas give you fruit and stories are the fruits. Remove the skin, take the fruit from inside. That is the spirituality. That is the real messages needed for enriching our life. So what I wanted to convey, when you are giving the story of Puranas, do not get yourself addicted into over spirituality. Spirituality is needed, but excess is dangerous. Many a times people used to read Bhagavata and many of the Puranas with a blind spirituality. That is the problem. Blind spirituality will always lead to superstition. Lord Krishna has told Jnanam Vijnana Sahidam Yat Jnatva Moksyate Ashubhat. So every jnana, whether you are learning Vedas, whether you are understanding 2-in-1 Ramayana or 3-in-1 Mahabharata or again 3-in-1 in Purana. Why 3-in-1 in Purana? Purana gives you the messages. Messages given by so many people to others. Ambarisha got the messages, Ajamala got the messages, Dhruva got the messages, and Prahlada got the messages from Narasimha Murti. Whether Narasimha Murti was there or not, forget about it. In the story, don't go deep into the answering them. And never try to convince others by arguing. It is not your duty to argue at all. It is not our duty to conduct a samvadam and prove that Hindu Dharma is great. That is the duty of Sakir Naik, Jibin, Matthew, and they wanted to prove that their religion is great, knowing pretty well that the world started discarding that. Our duty is not converting people, and our duty is not convincing the people to get them converted into Hindu Dharma. Our duty is learning and teaching. And next step of practicing. So teach the Puranas to our children. And scientifically, logically, rationally, I repeat these 3 words. Don't teach them blindly. Whenever they listen to some other story, their ultimate aim should be taking messages from the Puranas, Puranic stories. So Vedas are one-in-one messages for changing the mind. And this you have to do for your children. Teach them every truth, fact and essence of life. Tell them that there are positives and negatives in the life. Tell them that there are ups and downs, success and failure, and happiness and sorrow are there. And tell them to serve poor people, hungry people, sick people, old age people. Let them learn what is the real life. And tell them that in the younger days, parents looked after the children. And in the old age of the parents, it is the bound dharma of the children to look after the old age parents. If you are not teaching that, nobody else will teach that. Many parents used to complain that my son, my son-in-law, my daughter-in-law, they are not looking after me. You have not created an environment in such a way that they look after to you. You go against them, so naturally they will go against you for every action. There is an equal and opposite reaction. You do good to your children, they will be doing good to you. You teach them good messages, good experiences and good stories. They will become definitely good children. But start teaching right from the age of 3. Don't start teaching at the age of 14 and 15. By that time they will become atheist, they will become rationalist and radicalist. They will not listen to you. That is nature's rule. Try to give them messages right from the age of 3. They will be asking you question at the age of 6. They will be rejecting some of your messages when they reach 9, 10. But be with them in their wavelength. Teach them what is good and bad. Teach them to keep open their eyes for taking good and bad. Teach them to take their ears open to take good and bad. And tell them to keep the mind open only for taking good. Keep the mind open for taking good. Teach them very specifically. Teach them Vedas, Vedic messages, not Vedas. Teach them the experiences and messages in Ramayana. Teach them the experiences, messages and stories in Mahabharata. And exactly the same from Puranas also. You are Indians. Your blood is Hindu blood. None of you came from Mecca or Medina or Jerusalem or Israel. And our gods are broad-hearted gods. Indian gods are broad-hearted. We have got many gods. You can pass through any pathway. One God means autocrat. That God will start dictating you only worship me, adore me and do everything for me, otherwise I will revenge you. That type of gods are like Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, Gaddafi, Pol Pot and Veerappan. They wanted to worship only themselves. They never allow the people to worship other gods. Whether other gods are there or not, different. But different roads are there. So autocratic gods create problem. That is why Semitic religion always kill other people for spreading their religion. That is what is happening. Just to try to understand the history of Islam and Christianity. Saint Savior Francis massacred 40,000 Hindus who were reluctant to accept Hindu Dharma. And he was converted into a saint. That is the history of Christianity. Try to blindly understand, boldly understand, courageously understand, based on truth, fact and essence, what is meant by Semitic religion. But never create hatred in the mind of your children against any religion. And your children should be in a position to teach others the good things, serve others for the good things. But they should know the fact, truth and essence. If you are not teaching them the truth, others will be teaching them the wrong thing. Through love jihad, Islam, make religious people are converting Hindus into Islam. Through bluntly treachery, Christians are converting Hindus into Christianity. This is because our parents have not taught really what is meant by Hindu Dharma to our children. We start teaching them at the age of 15 and 16. By that time, the love jihad people will give them money and slowly dragging them from Hindu Dharma to Islam. It's the mistake of parents. When Sita Devi crossed the Lakshmana Rekha, she suffered. When Gandhari kept her eyes closed, she also suffered. And when Dharmaputra played the dice in the wrong way, he also suffered. When the brothers kept quiet, they also had to suffer against adharma. So remember that it is our dharma, the parents' dharma, to teach our children the messages, the experiences and stories. With these words, I would like to express my gratitude to you. My pranams to you. Thank you very much.